what are your objectives? What are your short-term goals? What are your medium-term goals? What are your long-term goals? With all of this, we want to kind of keep things as simple as possible. Okay, so I want you to write down on a piece of paper the following letters. At the top, I want you to put S. After that, I want you to put SS, then M, then AL, and then SL. So let's just explain what all of these things are. Okay, so the first one, let's just do S first of all. That's your short-term objective. Okay, so that might be building an emergency fund. It might be paying for that holiday in a few months' time. That is your short-term objective. Let's just write that down. Just a quick bullet points, all we need for right now. Okay. Now we're going to skip the medium term and the SS, which I'll explain a little bit later, and go to long term. Okay. So long term, it might be I want to retire at 65 years old. Okay. We don't need to get into any more detail than that. And then super long term, this is basically from your 80s onwards. And here, right now, I just want you to put down dignified retirement. Okay, so we've got our short-term goals and such an emergency fund and holidays, whatever we want to do. We've got the long-term and the super long-term. We've got those in place, and later on we can kind of add a bit more kind of fat to that. Now we want to look at SS. That's super short-term. So this might be an objective within the next 3 years. Okay, so it might be buying a house. It might be IVF treatments. It could be anything. Okay, but these are going to be things that are expensive that you want to complete in the next 3 years, which are important personally to you rather than generic such as an emergency fund. Okay, write these down because these are important. You know, we can't just always live for tomorrow. We want to look after our current self and our short-term self as well. Write down that. The trickiest objective with all of this is probably the medium term. Okay, so the medium term, you might have a clear idea of where you want to be in 10 or 15 years' time. Okay, you may not though. If you don't, just put down unknown medium term objective. That is absolutely fine to not know where you're going to be in 10 or 15 years' time. However, what we do want to do is ensure that we've got funds available for whatever those unknown medium term objectives are. Okay, so that is the initial plan of how we want to look at our objectives. And if you follow for the next video, we'll then explain how we should be allocating those funds.